Now, the remains of a Wisconsin Korean War veteran are coming home, how he helped shape the state's role in the war. And for the first time, the Memorial Union Terrace is hosting an LGBTQ pride event, what this means to the UW-Madison community. Plus, a happy ending for a pair of Wisconsin newlyweds, how they got their wedding photos back after they were stolen.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. A Korean War veteran is making sure no Wisconsin service member who gave their life in Korea is forgotten. Madeline O'Neill sat down with Gordon Faust in Waunakee and is here with his latest plans to honor them. Maddie?
Amanda, the remains of a 19-year-old soldier killed in the Korean War 69 years ago are finally back home in Wisconsin as of a few days ago. His name was Edward Morrison, a named veteran Gordon Faust immediately recognized upon hearing the news.
Many before had referred to as the Forgotten War.
In this Waunakee house, reminders of the faraway war are everywhere.
Being a Korean War vet myself, I was able to come back.
From the little things.
This is the only food that they had to eat was a Tootsie Roll.
To the big.
He's down here.
Air Force veteran Gordon Faust has dozens of boxes filled with memories.
I have a file folder on all 850.
All those from his home state who died in the Korean War.
There were individuals that gave the utmost, and to find that there was no record or no actual publication, a little bit disturbing.
So it was in Faust's hands to spend about 16 years requesting files, scouring obituaries.
This is the type of form I sent out.
And contacting families.
Just as the book indicates.
To secure the service members' sacrifices in ink.
We now call it the Forgotten Victory. This is the page that has this Edward Morrison.
Morrison, a 19-year-old soldier whose remains have just been returned home to Wisconsin.
Brought a little bit of satisfaction to me that here comes another one back.
It's a name that stood out to Faust.
With a bright red pen, I said right away, that's the first guy killed from Wisconsin.
No matter the number.
It's never a good thing to be any number being killed.
Faust wants everyone in this book remembered.
Because they put their life on the lines up there for the benefit of all of us. It still brings tears to me sometimes.
These pages memorialize them in this home and beyond.
It is a way to honor for them giving their lives.
Now, of the 850 Wisconsin veterans Faust documented in his book, there weren't photographs for 363 of them. Faust says that's his next project, to find a picture of each and every one. And if you're able to help out or you'd like a copy of his book, we'll put his info on our website.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, Maddie.
You're welcome.
Let's turn it over to Dave Caulfield with your first alert forecast. It was pretty ugly this morning, Dave, but it turned out to be a pretty nice day.
Yeah, by the afternoon, we got rid of those clouds and welcomed in some sunshine, a little bit on the humid side tonight, but really pretty quiet for much of the week ahead. Doppler track showing any showers and storms well off to the south and east as that line picked up closer to Fort Wayne, Indiana. In Madison, Wisconsin, on the WISC-TV Skycam, we're looking at mostly clear skies. Currently at 69 degrees, southwest wind at 5 miles per hour, that dew point in the mid-60s, so you can still feel a little bit of that humidity tonight. Temperatures are in the upper 60s and low 70s across southern Wisconsin, dew points in the mid to upper 60s, so that humidity sticking with us a bit as we get into tomorrow. But we will see some more pleasant weather as we head into the middle of the week. Temperatures in the low 80s with plenty of sunshine on Monday. We'll talk about some shower chances for Tuesday in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dave. More local news now. A portable fire pit started a house fire in Madison this morning. Firefighters got the call around 8:30 for a fire on the 600 block of Emerson Street near John Nolan Drive. Officials say the family left its portable fire pit made of metal on overnight out on the back deck. A neighbor noticed that the back of the house caught fire and called 911 while the family was still sleeping. The neighbor then used a garden hose to help put it out. Firefighters extinguished the fire before it made its way to the attic and the roof. Officials say the family and dog made it out safely with no injuries. Damage is estimated at about $7,000. A Madison man who spent 25 years in prison for a 1992 homicide wants the state of Wisconsin to pay him $5.7 million in compensation. The state claims board is set to consider Derek Sanders' demand on Thursday. Sanders and 2 other men were convicted of homicide charges in the 1993 shooting death of Jason Bowie in Milwaukee. He pleaded no contest to being party to first-degree intentional homicide, but he later argued he didn't intelligently enter that plea because he didn't understand the potential for punishment. A Milwaukee County Circuit judge agreed and tossed out the plea last year. Prosecutors dropped the charges after that. State law, though, limits compensation for wrongful convictions to $25,000. A Madison man is in custody after allegedly robbing a McDonald's in Fitchburg early this morning. Officials say 49-year-old Wendell Davis was robbing the fast food restaurant at gunpoint around 2:40. Officers took Davis into custody as he stepped outside. Davis was taken to jail on tentative charges of armed robbery and intimidation of a victim. Former Packers running back Cedric Benson died after a motorcycle crash last night in Texas. The 36-year-old played 1 season in Green Bay back in 2012. He also played for the Bengals and Bears after being drafted 4th overall in the 2005 draft by Chicago. Benson was one of the top high school recruits out of Texas in the early 2000s and returned to Austin after his playing career to set up a foundation to aid underprivileged children and families. The Memorial Union is celebrating LGBTQ Pride for the first time today on the terrace. Gabriella Becerra has more on how events like this one are making students feel more comfortable on campus.
It's not unusual to find a crowded terrace, but today is a little different.
It's always alive, it's always magical, but today we've added unicorns, we've added terrace chairs in every color.
This is the first time a Pride event has been hosted on the terrace.
This event on the terrace is something we've been wanting to do for many years, but this year with the 50 years of celebration of Stonewall seemed like the perfect year to really get started on it.
Dan Plummer says their message shows students and the community that everyone is welcome here.
The Union is really that place on campus that brings everyone together, and that has been a focus of the campus community.
A lot of students being away from home, it can be really difficult already, being that long distance away. So just being able to know that you're accepted in your community and have a place where you can be you is really important.
Parley Hayden is a new graduate student at UW-Madison.
This is my very first time at the terrace.
Hayden says it's nice to see events like this one on campus.
As somebody and a member of the LGBTQ community, I think it's really nice to see it. It makes me feel safe and comfortable here.
And Plummer says this probably won't be the last.
With student leadership that have really focused on bringing the entire community, both campus and Madison community, to the Union and making everyone feel accepted. They think that this is going to be the first of many years to come for this Pride event.
And at the terrace, Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
The terrace activities are a part of a citywide Pride Appreciation Day. Shops along State Street and around the Capitol Square participated in specials, as well as a festival at Warner Park. Around the state, 1 man is dead and an officer is seriously injured after a shooting in Caledonia. Police were called to a burglary in progress shortly before 5 o'clock today. That's when officials say an officer encountered a man with a weapon. The officer suffered a serious head wound injury and responded by firing shots. The officer is expected to survive, and the man with a weapon was pronounced dead at the scene. Milwaukee police say a 12-year-old girl was shot when a bullet went through her home. Officials say it happened early this morning when the girl was sitting on her bed. That's when bullets from outside entered her bedroom and hit her. The girl was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police currently don't know who fired the gun. Musicians in Milwaukee are rallying against gun violence by performing. The Black String Triage Ensemble are known as the crime scene musicians around the city. It's a group that plays music at the same scenes as traumatic events with the goal of helping the community move on. Founder David Hellman says he came up with the idea after researching how music brings peace to people nearing the end of their lives.
But for everyone else in the neighborhood, people who live next door, down the street, maybe there's somebody who owns a store, everybody within that space is now devastated in some way by this impact.
Hallman says their group is made up of all Black and Latin musicians trying to show the community just how special life can be. A happy ending to a story we brought you earlier this week. The first week of marriage for a Milwaukee couple has been a roller coaster of emotions. The photographer's equipment for Chelsea and Alex Holot's wedding was stolen the day after they said "I do." The memory card with their wedding pictures on it was gone, but they held out hope someone would find the camera. That person was Scott Ellis. He says he was approached by someone at a Madison gas station selling the camera equipment on Thursday and had a feeling it might be the gear that was reported stolen on the news.
I had got wind of it, of the cameras being stolen. I seen that he had them, so I knew he wasn't just going to give them up.
Ellis bought all of the equipment for $500, got in touch with the Madison-based photographer, and gave it all back to her. The photographer, Erica Diaz, says she returned all the money Ellis spent to get the camera equipment back, and the Holots get back the photos to remember the best day of their life. Dane County Republicans say they are motivated after their annual summer picnic today. The group hosted its first summer get-together since Democratic Governor Tony Evers took office earlier this year. Members like State Representative Barbara Dietrich say the focus of today's event was to bring people together and focus on specific goals to improve Dane County, like helping all students get job ready with opportunities for college and internships, or helping farmers.
They're excited, they're ready to roll up their sleeves and get working and keep our state and our country on the right path.
The group also says today was a celebration of the 99th anniversary of women getting the right to vote. The Dane County Democrats held their summer picnic last month. Still to come on News 3 Now at 10, holding on to hope. Hundreds turned out to raise money to find a cure for Huntington's disease. Hundreds of Madisonians are feeling stuffed tonight after attending Yum Yum Fest this afternoon. The 6th annual end of summer event is organized by the Madison Area Chefs Network. The festival features dishes and drinks from 26 restaurants in Dane County and beyond. Yum Yum Fest raises money for the Community Action Coalition for South Central Wisconsin and the Sunshine Place, and had everything from pokey cannoli to pancake battered cheese curds. Huntington's disease affects 30,000 Americans. Fundraisers fighting for a cure say it gives hope to none of them. The Team Hope 5K walkers, along with the help of sponsors, raised upwards of $50,000 to $60,000 to donate to research for the prevention of Huntington's disease. Huntington's is a rare, fatal genetic disorder that breaks down nerve cells and deteriorates a person's physical and mental abilities. Ever since professional athlete Shayna Verstaegen lost her mom to the disease in 2013, she's been fighting to save families from facing a similar loss.
This event in Madison, more so than any of our Wisconsin events, these families work hard to have some hope, some positivity, to raise some money. We are so close to a cure to this disease.
The Huntington's Disease Society of America hosted the Team Hope Walk. The next walk will take place August 25th at Foxbrook Park in Brookfield. A family's tragedy turned into educational opportunities for kids in Ecuador. Today was the 8th annual Pupusa Fest, hosted in Maggie Felker's backyard. Her son, David, went missing in Ecuador while traveling in 2002. In his memory, she and her husband created David's Educational Opportunity Fund. The money raised goes to sending kids to college.
Our kids in Ecuador love it that people here care about them.
Felker and her husband now travel to Ecuador once a year to meet with the students that they help. Today's event is to thank donors and bring in new ones. There's music, performances, and of course pupusas, an El Salvadorian dish. You can find out more about the Educational Fund on their website, davidsedfund.org. 14 years ago tonight, one person died and 24 were injured in a historic tornado outbreak in southwestern Wisconsin.
It was incredible. I've never seen anything like it. The sky just exploded. It was debris everywhere. I don't know what to say.
Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dave Caulfield. Dave, those are some memorable tornadoes for meteorologists.
Yeah, 14 years ago today, 27 tornadoes in all, Amanda, across southern and central Wisconsin. The most infamous tornado, of course, the Stoughton F3, which happened at about 6:15 in the early evening. 17-mile path, 1/2 mile wide. Again, rated F3. It damaged over 300 homes and more than 20 injured, 1 dead from that. And it was a record-breaking amount of tornadoes at the time. Madison on our photo here. I thought it was maybe a sky cam, but this type of photo is once in a lifetime. You can see that the thunderstorm that came through earlier this morning was just picturesque, to say the least. Thank you so much, Kenton, for sending this in. So no tornadoes with the strong to severe thunderstorms earlier today, thank goodness, but we did have some pretty heavy downpours across portions of southern Wisconsin, anywhere from about 1 inch to 2.5 to 3 inches of rain estimated by radar over the last 24 hours or so. In Dane County, about 1 inch of rain falling in certain spots. Madison picking up about 1/2 inch of rain at the airport. Also some pretty strong wind gusts as well, close to the Mississippi River Valley and also Lake Michigan. Doppler track is a lot quieter though now compared to about 12 to 18 hours ago. And we could see that the thunderstorm activity picked up closer to eastern Indiana, but for southern Wisconsin, we're going to be pretty quiet through the rest of tonight and into Monday as well. On the Edgewater Skycam in Madison, there's our live tower cam. I see the Capitol and sometimes my brain goes, oh, okay, it's a live shot. That was not a live shot. This is temperatures in the upper 70s for highs today, so a little bit below normal for this time of year, but pretty close. Temperatures started off in the 50s. We were pretty cool this morning. Right now, we're in the upper 60s in Madison and in Janesville, and in Lone Rock, mid-60s in the Dells and Viroqua, already into the 50s in Black River Falls. Temperatures in the 40s expected overnight. Up that way, we are in the mid-60s for dew points as well. So that humidity will stay with us tonight and into portions of tomorrow. Tuesday will be humid as well, with chances for showers and storms. Temperatures in the lower to middle 80s. But we will get pleasant once again as we get into the middle of the week. Overnight, partly cloudy with patchy fog. Temperatures near 60 as we head into tomorrow. Highs in the low 80s. Plenty of sunshine. Maybe some patchy fog starting us off, but pretty quiet overall as we head into this week. The exception comes on Tuesday, where some showers and thunderstorms are at least possible during the afternoon and early evening hours. So have that umbrella ready to go. Right now, our latest forecast model, not too optimistic on those shower chances, but they're at least in the forecast right now. We are in the 70s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Plenty of sunshine, more pleasant weather, more midweek pleasant weather. What else is new? We've been kind of in the same pattern where we get the rain chances on the weekend, and then for the middle of the week, we'll get that sunshine. So we do have more chances for showers and storms as we head into Sunday and Monday of next week.
But going into a pretty pleasant week, it looks like.
Yeah, not bad. Could be a lot worse for the end of August.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dave. It's a tight race at the top of the National League Central. We'll show you how it's all panning out next in sports.
Well, when you play a 14-inning game until the early hours of the morning, the turnaround for a noon first pitch comes at you fast. Brewers and Nationals hoping for no hangovers from last night's in today's series finale. Didn't happen for the Nationals, at least. Third inning here, Juan Soto getting a solo shot off of Aaron Wilkerson, capping off a 13-0 lead for Washington. Yeah, I know. But the Brewers doing their best to wake up mid-game. Mike Moustakas in the fifth here, a 3-run home run, one of his 2 homers on the day. Brewers cutting the deficit to 13-4. Fast forward now to the 9th, Orlando Arcia trying to make a rally happen with a 2-run shot, but not enough, and the Brewers lose 16-8 the final score. These 2 teams scoring a combined 53 runs in 2 games. Woo! Brewers head to St. Louis for a 6:45 pitch tomorrow, first pitch tomorrow night. Meanwhile, Cubs and Pirates playing in Williamsport, Pennsylvania at the Little League World Series. Such a cool, memorable experience for Joe Madden there, the manager, sliding down the hill, and Chris Archer, Pittsburgh pitcher, playing with Team Mexico there. We pick it up in the 5th. Chris Bryant goes to left. Jason Hayward scores, and it's 5-0 Cubs. Next up is Anthony Rizzo. He'll take that pitch deep and out of there. That's a 2-run home run. Check out the celebration here, the way one New Jersey player does it, and Rizzo promised him before the game that he would do his dance if he hit a home run. So there you go. Cubs winning big, but having a ton of fun too. 7-1 the final score. So what does this do for the National League Central standings? Well, Cardinals and Cubs are now tied for first, with the Brewers 2 games back. And buckle up, Brewers fans, because 13 of the Brewers' next 18 games are against either the Cubs or Cardinals. Jimmy Graham reportedly dislocating a finger at practice today. A ball deflected off of it, and he left practice immediately. No word on how he's doing, though. Yesterday, head coach Matt LaFleur told us Aaron Rodgers was scheduled to be back on the practice field today. Well, sometimes scheduling doesn't exactly go as planned. Rodgers still dealing with some tightness in his back. So back to Deshaun Kaiser and Tim Boyle. But Coach LaFleur not too concerned, given that Rodgers is a seasoned veteran.
I think that he's gotten a lot of great work in. You know, you'd like to get him some game action, but again, he's a veteran guy that's played a lot of football. I mean, 14 years in the league. There's not much that he hasn't seen, so it's not overly concerning to me.
And finally tonight, watch this. Maddie Frecking is my hero. Today becoming the 6th girl to pitch in the Little League World Series. She's on the team from Minnesota. Strike out there to end the inning with the bases loaded. Super cool under pressure. And then check out this play, making it barehanded to throw the runner out at home. But Minnesota did lose to Virginia 11-0. She gave up 1 run on 4 hits. We'll be right back.